This is the day 9 of Manali to Umlingla cycling trip. In the previous video, we started from Mahe city to Loma Bridge checkpost. We had to go through ILP drama. Now we are starting from Loma Bridge to Hanle, which is going to be a 50-kilometer long journey, and we will share all the information about the route. In this episode, we will face dust storm. I am stopped here. Aggressive shepherd dogs. Let's start. Distance to Hanle from Lamo is exactly 50 kilometers. Pro route tip. So let me tell you about another route to go to the Umlingla Pass without going to Hanle. So if you go to Dungti, Dungti, it will connect you to Fotile Pass, and further you can go to Chismule and Umlingla from there. But as we decided in the original plan, we had to go to Hanle. So there's a road going to Dungti left and you go straight. Rongo is a 6 kilometers. For Rongmo, you have to go straight on this road. See how beautiful this place is. It has houses, big buildings, flowing water, greenery, everything which needs to be there in a village. It has. Look, that small bridge. I mean, that's beautiful, yeah, isn't it? I'm feeling hungry. Time is almost 3. Let's see if I can find something to eat. That's a signboard. Rongo or Rango. We have reached. Rango, RANGO, will be the first village on the way just after crossing the Lamo checkpost. Network alert. Here in Lamo and Rongo, none of the networks are available at this moment, though we could see a mobile tower. Between Lamo and Hanle, all the 50 kilometers, no mobile network will be available. The pleasant ride begins. Let me tell you, the ride between Lamo and Hanle is pleasant. Not much climb. You will enjoy and have fun. We were riding at an average speed of 10 km per hour, including time taken for rest, clicking the pictures, shooting the videos, and having all the breaks. And you will be riding on the bank of Hanle river throughout until you reach Hanle. It was 3 p.m. We thought to eat something before starting the 50-kilometer long ride. But there was no luck. We could not find limca, we could not find food to eat. Look at this new style, man. They bring a camp in a car. They put it, set it near the water. That's amazing. That's what we call life, isn't it? They're dancing. 42-kilometer milestone. Last 1 kilometer was fun with beautiful views around. So let's see what is there next. Okay, another milestone. Now 41 kilometer. Not difficult to ride except a small patch where we had to climb. It's a 40-kilometer milestone. Full fun ride is going on till now. Nothing to worry. Cover 10 kilometers from Loma city. Two worlds in one frame. Here you will see two worlds. One side of the road all green and another side of the road all desert. Rocks, desert. So even the color is like a sand dunes and all. What a contrast. Another milestone is there. It must be telling 38 kilometers. And you can see the route. Wow, man. Here on this road, you will not find many people or vehicles, except some motorcycles or the cars which passes by occasionally. As it was afternoon time, the usual wind started and it will remain until the late night. He is going down, but he is not pedaling. He should pedal. So the secret is, when you go down, put your bicycle on a very high gear. Gain the maximum momentum, and with that momentum you can climb to the last part of it. So that is the formula to do such kind of climbs That technique always works. We sat on those boulders on each side and I had soaked nuts. It was around 4 p.m. It's a single, straight, clear road. From this milestone, there is a climb which is awaiting, and it's going to be a little tough. So be mentally prepared how you have to climb on this between 34 and 33 kilometer milestone. That is the 33 kilometer milestone there. Let me show you what we have climbed. Isn't it nice? Oh my god. How beautiful it looks. All green, all desert. Hanle 32, covered 18 from Loma. See how green it is, man. Isn't it great? I love it. 31 kilometer milestone. 2 hours we covered 20 kilometers. Cycling speed analysis. What a beautiful turn they have made to the road here. It's amazing, huh? This is how the road is going. Go, go, go. So our bicycle speed on average is 20 km in 2 hours, 30 km in 3 hours, 40 km in 4 hours. So we were maintaining this speed throughout. Here I started believing in this philosophy of life that every up or a boost brings a fall, or every fall is an indication of an upcoming boost. Can you imagine cycling at such a place where you see very few people around with a very less traffic, and whichever direction you look you see mega structures? I think this is the magic of cycling here in Ladakh. Yes, this 1 kilometer will take your breath away. So using this turn, you will go down and then climb up. It's a steep down here. Isn't it great? Similar kind of a steep up will also be there. See, is it a downhill will start here? Let's go and check if it is a downhill which is starting from now. But this was the most vinous part of Lamo and Hanle route. Mountain colors that shocked me. Exactly, this one mountain made me feel surprised because in my whole life, across all my journeys to Ladakh, I have not seen such colors on any mountain. This is 21 kilometer milestone, and next to this you will see this green color mountain. You will love it. This is the most beautiful color mountain. All green shades are there. Oh my goodness. So amazing. Loving it, man. I will stand here and look at it for some time. This is the most beautiful mountain I have seen in my whole life. Not these colors, all greenish. You will fall in love. Riding here is like a plain road. You need to keep pedaling. It's simple. Time is 5:25. Reached here, almost 3 hours of ride. It's a 19 kilometer stone. It says almost plain route. I'm calling them kilo stones, not the milestones, because they are sharing the information about the kilometers, not the miles, and that sounds very correct to me. Hanle 18. So this 1 kilometer between 19 to 18 kilometers, it's very tough. Till this time, everything was going very smooth and we were totally unaware of something that was going to happen. See, another part of the route with beautiful colors. On my left, center, on my right. Can you imagine something like this created by the nature? And there is a message written. Let's read it. We all need time to be alone, to think, to dream, to wonder. Exactly, sir. Very well said. Traveling is healing. I loved it. What a great ground it is. Having beautiful colors per mountain. From 18 kilometer milestone to 17 kilometer, you will enjoy the downhill right now. This is the fun time for few kilometers at least. 15 kilometer. This is a signboard about Ladakh tourism. And let's see how the road further is. But in the back, it was a mix of up and down. Very steep up, steep down, steep up again. So this will make you feel tired when you will be riding here. Huge signboard. Look at this cat. How beautiful she is looking. They call it Palaz cat, and one of the rarest wild cats roaming Ladakh's cold desert in secrecy. So preserve, protect and prosper. But that cat is so cute, you know. Oh my god, it's so beautiful. Let me zoom and show you. There is nothing written here, but it's a beautiful building with beautiful gate. So this place, they have given it a name, Dark Sky Reserve Sanctuary Entry Gate, Hanle. Another milestone telling 13 kilometers to Hanle. Another milestone, Hanle 12. Oh my god, that's so amazing. It's 6:15. And last 10 kilometers to Hanle. But after this 10 kilometer milestone, a huge climb is waiting for you. 9 more kilometers. The dust storm attack. These two milestones telling Hanle 8 kilometers. From this milestone you can have a first view of Hanle city. I want to tell you something. The texture, the structure, both of these mountains is totally different than I have seen earlier. They are not very high, they are not very low, and they have different colors and shades in that. One is black, it has all the colors of black. One is brown, it has different colors of brown. If it is green, it has different shades of green. So that is the beauty of mountains here in Hanle. No one should miss watching them. This is when I noticed something. Looks like a tornado is being created here. It's few of the dust is going to that side, few is going to that side. I am stopped here so that I can see which direction to go. All dust. See, it's spread in a wide area. It's approaching to me. Let's go quickly. I thought to cover myself with a vehicle which was parked roadside and wait for the dust storm to pass by, but no, it was not going to end very soon. The dust passed away, but not the wind. It was so windy that my camera mic was not capturing any sound except the wind noise. Next 7 kilometers was not easy, especially riding against the wind. Moreover, a group of shepherd dogs started chasing me. रुको अब करो. Yes. Music. Yes. Good music. Good background music. Really, when they were barking on me, it was so much in rhythm that I could even dance. Headwind was making this ride almost impossible. So difficult to ride against the headwind. 7:30 was the tentative time to reach there. Now it will be late. If I would have been alone, I could have sat down in some kind of a deep pit hole with a plastic sheet over me, but Tushar was not aware of it, so he was struggling and cycling further, and because of him, I also had to follow without leaving him alone. This headwind was really pushing the bicycle back and making the ride torturous, tedious at that time. 3 more kilometers. I saw the golden colors of sunset behind me. Soon, with lots of difficulty, I could catch Tushar. It was not at all an easy ride with such a wind force coming from the front. Finally, reaching Hanle. Finally, we arrived at the Kilo Stone. Last 1 kilometer. The city was nowhere to be seen till now, which at very first kind of a facility you will see Milky Way Cafe on your left. We tried to gain some information talking to another tourist, which was not really very helpful. हमारे पास tent है. But he categorically told us that pitching a tent in Hanle is not at all allowed. The sun was already set, leaving some golden glow in the sky. The light in the buildings and the vehicles were on. This is when we saw a blue color bridge nearby. Stargaze cottage hai. Finding the accommodation, the first building on the right hand side works like a tourist guide or a booking center. When we went there and asked for the best offer for us, which should be the cheap and the best, the last price was 900 rupee including food, which was really a very high amount according to me. So I thought to go to Hanle myself and explore some option. Riding in the dark in this thunderstorm, trying to find out a place to stay. Tushar was completely tired after riding 94-kilometer ride. It was still windy, which was making the ride very difficult for us. There was the moon in the sky. Very few lights were on. Asking from the local, we kept riding straight. Let me tell you here itself, the first bridge on your right hand side, you should not cross it because that bridge will take you to the monastery. If you want to go to the Hanle village, you need to keep going straight. After riding almost 3 to 5 kilometers, we arrived another bridge. Crossing this bridge, which is over Hanle river. There we asked a local who guided us to go to visit the Sarpanch home. He said that he will allow us to stay there in the community hall and also provide us the food. The Sarpanch hospitality. When I could not find the exact residence of the Sarpanch, I saw a government building. When I went inside, the doctor there listened to our problem and came out with us to guide us to somebody's residence. बोल रहे थे कि कम्युनिटी सेंटर में रुक जाओ आप रात को?
रूम नहीं बोला, रूम चाहिए.
रूम भी हो सकता है, कोई दिक्कत नहीं है. तो थोड़ा बजट का इशू तो रहेगा, बहुत महंगा नहीं. पता नहीं कितने का है.
यहाँ तो एक रूम का 3000 कुछ लेता है खाना.
इतना नहीं है.
नहीं,
500-700 तो कुछ कर सकते हैं.
फिर उनको पूछो.
कम्युनिटी सेंटर में हमको बोला है कि वहाँ सरपंच जी से मिलो, वो आपको वहाँ ठहरा देगा. हमारे पास सारा है, टेंट है, स्लीपिंग बैग है.
फिर तो ठीक है, नहीं तो रेंट ज़्यादा लेता है.
हाँ, यही दिक्कत हमें हो रहा है. हम अभी पहुँचे, किसी के पास गए भी नहीं हम. जो शुरू में था ना, उसने बोला 900 लगेगा, हमें वो भी ज़्यादा लगा, तो हमने बोला हम ढूंढते हैं कुछ. 3000 बहुत ज़्यादा है.
हाँ, ज़्यादा लेता है ना.
बहुत ही ज़्यादा. वो जो लाइट जल रहा है,
हाँ लाइट जला ना,
वो सरपंच का घर है.
सरपंच का पुराना.
अच्छा, उनसे मिलो.
हाँ, उनसे मिलो.
She also called him up and took us along with her. साइकिल यहाँ ले जाओ, आ जाओ. When they were inside, I was standing in the corridor. हवा बहुत चल रहा था ना, बहुत चल रहा था. He gave us two options. Either we can go and stay at a guest house free of cost, including food, or we can stay at his residence within our budget of almost 500 rupee. That's too including food.
करेंसी है
जी जी,
उस हिसाब से हम पे कर देंगे.
कुछ नहीं करना, मेरे को ऐसे नहीं चाहिए. जैसे आप दोनों का.
एक बार अपना नाम बताएंगे फिर से?
मेरा नाम देचन सर.
देचिन जी, थैंक यू, आपने जो हेल्प किया उसके लिए.
वेलकम सर.
बहुत अच्छा है सर.
जी जी, थैंक यू सर.
He opened one room there for both of us. We had a deal of 500 rupee per person including food. This is how we solved our stay problem here in Hanle. In the night, another group of 2 from Karnataka also joined us. They stayed in the same room. We had no clue what he will charge from them, but we preferred not to ask. But looking at them, I could tell very clearly that their condition was not really good. They were very low on oxygen level and feeling very cold at that night. We had our food there in their kitchen like other guests and slept comfortably and peacefully that night. Today's expenses rupees 450 for that ILP, rupees 34 for those 2 cups of coffee. Breakfast at Mahe monastery, I paid 500 rupee for that and rupees 500 for the stay here in Hanle. Today we have covered a distance of 94 km, 24 km from Mahe to Neoma, 20 km from Neoma to Lamo, 50 km from Lamo to Hanle. We have shared the route details and all the information with you kilometer by kilometer. Hope you are aware of the route conditions and facilities on the way. What is coming next? Tomorrow we will start our Hanle to Chismul cycling ride and then we will climb to Umlingla Pass. Hope you have enjoyed watching this 94 kilometer adventure. If you have a question or some query, that write into the comment section. I would love to read your comments about it. For such kind of information and to be the part of my journey around the world, subscribe to this channel World Wonder Cycling on a Budget. We got up at Mahe monastery. That is when I realized about a health scare. I had to visit to the hospital. What was the reason, what we went through and how was that journey between Mahe to Loma bridge? That is a very different kind of episode. I'm giving you the link of that video here. Please go and watch after this, and those who have supported me on my journey, their names are given here. Please read them and say them thank you on my behalf. That's all for now. Take care of yourself. We will meet soon. Bye bye.